There's always the big conversation of who do you make films for? Do you make them for you or for other people? I feel like it's for you when you're writing it and making it, but the minute you release it, that's not yours anymore. It belongs to anyone who sees it, who views it. The numbers don't necessarily matter to me that much. As long as one person sees it and thinks that it's worthwhile, then the film did its job. Recently I've been thinking a lot about zippers and buttons. I think that they're both really important inventions, but none of them really get the credit that I think that they deserve, especially not buttons. Primarily, I'm a writer, actor, and director. I'll do gaff work fairly often, so really anything that gets me on set. My name's Elijah Plaep, and I'm the writer and director of Buttons. I don't mean to rag on zippers. Honestly, I don't. I just don't think buttons get the credit that they deserve. I get the ease and instant gratification that zippers provide, but I don't know. I think there's something really nice about the deliberate nature of buttons. Within the first minute of the film, he's talking directly to you and addressing that it's a movie. It takes place within a day, and then you get little glimpses of things he's imagining and things that he's experienced in the past. I think just about everyone has an experience with addiction, whether they've struggled with it or whether they know someone who's struggled with it. Other media makes sobriety an achievement rather than a continual journey. And so I wanted to have him be sober for a year, not do any drugs in the film, and exist as a sober person who is both celebrating that and struggling with, I need to keep doing this. Just want you to feel like a fly on the wall and like you're just watching characters exist on screen. And so it's kind of asking the audience to sort of get reminded that it's a movie and then fall into the rhythm of the film and then re-forget that it's a movie, which was an interesting challenge to write in like a 15-minute film. I guess I really haven't decided who I'm going to show my chip to first. Maybe I should show it to my brother Rodney. He's always been important to me. He got married recently. I wasn't at the wedding. I'd like to meet his wife one day. If I ever do, I think I should still get them a wedding present. Better late than never, right? I never force myself into a project of mine. If there's a character that I don't fit, I'm not going to play it just because I want something for my reel or something like that. And I'm not going to write characters for me to play necessarily either, because I think then I would kind of end up with another dishonest character or something that doesn't feel authentic. But with Buttons specifically, I was writing the character, and I think since the film is so much just a conversation between the character, the script, and the audience, it just kind of naturally ended up happening that I became so drawn and connected to the character that me playing it just kind of turned out to be the option that I felt was best. Whenever I would try and write earlier shorts and I had an idea for like a metaphor or a message that I wanted to get across, the film would end up just not working. It would feel kind of inauthentic or forced, and I would kind of try to force things to meet certain criteria to get something across. And I just sort of realized that I really want things to feel natural and honest. And if I can just sort of have a premise, figure out who the characters are within that premise, I can just start writing and get somewhat, or at least a skeleton of a natural flow of what the plot will be based off of the things that they would say or the decisions that they would make. And so that's just what makes sense to me as a writer. And then I think as a director, that style just sort of flows with it, and I want to be able to give the actors a really big chance to exist as their character on screen. I I do extensively shot list, but it's always with the understanding with my DP that we could throw any and all of it out on set. Very fluid. We like to switch things up, buttons. There's a few things that we ended up condensing into different shots and things like that. Some of it survived, most of it survived the shot list with this one. But just adjusting to what feels right and what feels natural. Same thing with the script. I don't treat the script like a Bible, really. If there's a line that doesn't feel right, if there's a choice that doesn't feel right, let's try and roll with it and see what we can do. Because I mean, that's the beautiful thing about films. It is a collaboration. So if I'm ignoring what I'm getting from my DP and I'm ignoring what I'm getting from my actors or anyone else on set, it's only to the detriment of the film. So it's really just taking those pieces and combining it into something that feels organic and feels like it's living on screen. But I just wanted to say thanks, for sticking with me. And I mean, you didn't have to, and thank you. When I watch things that inspire me, I don't necessarily end up going, oh, I want to make a movie like that. And I think that kind of maybe prevents me from parallel thinking a little bit. It just made me go, people are making great stuff and I want to make great stuff too.
This is Winston.
Hello, I'm Winston.
He's been sober for 15 years.
15 long years.
Yeah, he's given me a lot of tips and tricks along the way.
Well, I'm just doing for you what someone did for me a long time ago.
Another thing he's giving me to help me keep going is, well, he got me into classical music.
I thought this was going to change everything, but that's not how this works.
You just got to take it step by step. And every day is progress.
And every day is progress.
Every day is progress.